equals wellness. Ashe. Precious Mother Love, Heart Happy Hour. I'm at the dock. I'm about to get out this vehicle, but this is my five mantras. Around I am a trustworthy business partner. I have a beautiful network. My circle is increasing. Number one, I am it. Infinity number. That was number 8 on the list of the things that I was reading off the list. So, anyway, we're still in the dog days of summer, and it is hot as the dickens outside. It's hot as a firecracker out there. This is still me. My lifestyle is healthy. My happy place. Warnings that I allow. I see. I share. Anyway, I think I need to take my cup of ice out with me. Just wanted to see if I could get anybody to catch up to me before I step out the vehicle. I should have ran the AC though. I'm sweltering a bit, wanting to get out of this vehicle. So let me turn this around. You've seen enough of me. Let me let you see where I am. All right, I'm gonna walk down to this little dock here. This is a boat ramp landing, or actually it's named after some of my ancestors. I decided I'm gonna start visiting some of these places in this area, where I grew up. There are a lot of buildings and locations and places that are named after some of my family members, and this is one of them. This is Selby's Landing. That's one of the last names in my family, and this is some of the land that they're descendants of. But also Wilmer's Park, Arthur Wilmer, Anthony Wilmer. They had boat shows. They had shows there all the time. I said boat shows. They had a lot of shows and stuff there, performances and stuff. I just thought I'd make it a little closer so you don't have to wait till I wobble my way down this hill to see what's around this corner. Yeah, see, they said that's the name of this place. So I came here in the winter. This might be my third visit. And when I came here, there was snow everywhere. I said third. Is it my second or my third? Anyway, I think it may be my third time here. So that first time was the truth that time. Anyway, it's a lot of bugs out here, so I don't think I'm going to do too much standing close to that water. And it is very hot. So it's reflecting off of this water, which is very murky, which is a lot of stuff in there living, and these bugs keep bumping into me. So, you know what I have to say? Why don't I go ahead and turn it back around? Which means I gotta see what I'm doing. Turn it back around one more time just to show you where I am. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, some invasive plants have come into play here. Here we go. One Love and Wellness all in my face. So let's make our way back up to the vehicle. I'll turn the AC on and I'll start talking. But blowing off some steam today, Jack. Man, I felt like I stumbled on a few things and I wanted to actually share them before I got too far into my day. Because to be very honest, it was starting to be a mountain of stuff. So I'm gonna give a little bit of this, blow some of this steam off and let it go. Okay, so I was riding down the road and I saw this dog with his head out the window. And I remembered a show that I had done last season or season before. This is season 5 we're in. So one of the previous seasons, I actually did something where I researched a little bit about why the dogs do that, or what happens when the dog does that, or what's that related to, like other than just having fun and wiggle waggling your tail, your tongue out the window. But to be very honest, breathing like that, having the breath session to be with the kind of pressure, that air, that in cycle and out cycle breathing goes, it actually makes them, uh, gives them, woo, it got hot out there, the phone overheated. I knew that was what was about to happen. Hi, hi, hi. One Love and Wellness, Love+Art equals wellness. I was just in the process of walking back to the vehicle. So in any case, I was starting to talk about how I'm going to blow off this steam. Was riding down the highway and saw this dog, and the dog had his head out the window, which reminded me of this episode I just did a couple of seasons ago, last season or the season before. And I found out that when dogs have their heads out the windows, because of the way the breath goes with them, that actually puts them into I want to say a high space, but it could be a silly space. It could be just the way you breathe at that point can get you, yeah, man, I just want to say hi. So, um, and so, I wanted to talk a little bit more about things that I've noticed about dogs, dog days of summer. And I talked about the Canis Major and Canis Minor, which are the planets Sirius A, Sirius B, and C, are in that star system for the Orion's belt. That's the planet that the Dogon tribes say that they're from. And they also take credit for bringing marijuana to this planet. And it is said that it is so that we can communicate with our home, that planet. I ain't gonna say our home planet. I was about to say our home planet, but that brings me back to the subject I wanted to start up with the dogs, because canine, like cannabis, and even I don't know, but I just want to say that I think there's a relationship between dogs and Sirius A or Sirius B, C, whichever one is where the dogs come from, or the Dogon. Okay, so the Dogon, it does have the word dog in the beginning. And if the word dog backwards is God, doggone, doggone it, Dogon, I really think that there is something to that. But where I wanted to go with the canine piece today was related to, knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone. Because dogs who, that's one of their things. We reward the dogs with a big, healthy, bone. At least that's where I see it. We're rewarding them, or we save them. I don't know, is that the best part? But anyway, it could be, in the symbolistic, and I think I have a book in here, the symbolistic, what does a shin mean? Shin, that's where your blood comes from. The blood comes out of the bone marrow from the shin. Let's see if I have that book somewhere near. Here it is. Yeah, so the shin is where the blood comes from, the plasma, I'm sorry, the bone marrow, plasma, and so on. There's a little alchemical transmutation that happens in that zone. So I'm going to look up shin and see what it says in this book. This is, can you see that? Signs and Symbols source book. So let me look in the back and see where it is, and then I can flip right to the page. All right, here we go. I'm doing out here today. It is extremely hot out here. Okay, it's over 100 degrees. Well, my dashboard says 94 degrees in the shade. There we go. Here we go. Is that it? No. What? How come I can't spell it? I don't know how to spell it right. Oh man. Shin. That's what I thought it was. Shir. It's got shirt. It's got skirt. It does not have shin. I recently read up on what the skirt meant also within. Why is the shin not in there? Okay, so let me look at bones then, B-O-N-E, because I think that there's a relationship that I'm missing somewhere with the dogs, and keep losing the signal over here. Uh, B-O-N-E. 47, 348. That's 3, 6. Okay. 47, 48. That's 42. Okay, the body as a sacred map. That's where we are. We're in the body as a sacred map section of the book. And okay, so there's something about blood, and here's the piece about bone. It says as well as giving structure to the body, bones survive for a long time after death. Giving structure to the body, bones survive for a long time after death. And so they are imbued with and so they are imbued with magical properties. Symbolic bones carry the essence of the creature that they once a part of, the essence of that. Okay, so there is a curious but relatively common belief that somehow or other an intact set of bones can be remade into a live body. This idea is seen as fairy tales or myths or traditions from all over the world, such as in the LAPP belief that the bones of a bear, if carefully preserved, will come back to life, and the animal will allow itself to be hunted once again. So bear burial places have been found where the bones are. Anyway, I don't want to go into that part. Let me see. The human body contains one bone in particular that is relevant as a sacred symbol, and its name gives it away. In Latin, it's the sacrum, which means sacred. And so the bone of the same name is the large, curved, and heavy one that sits on the base of the spine. This particular bone was sacred for the Greeks, who called it, I can't say those words, Ereras, a stone. Ereras means not only sacred bone, it acts as a temple, and it is sacred in part, and part of the anatomy named in the reproductive system. In ancient Egypt, blah, 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 the skull. I want to get to, let's see if they have, they don't have it. The shin. Okay, I thought I had read something about the shin once before, the S and the 5 being related to it, so I guess it's not in this book where I read it. But anyway, I think I'm going to have to cut this short because of the weak signal. I'll start again and maybe say something soon. I did want to blow off some steam. I wanted to talk about these dog days afternoons, talk about how the dogs are some kind of way related to the planet Sirius. I know we a lot of times saw dog-headed figurines that were walking upright, let's put it that way. I recently said I saw a canine, aka a Doberman, standing at the window in a posture, and the way he was postured, he looked just like he had struck a pose to where I thought he had shape-shifted from his human form back into, because I saw him as a human when I saw him. I was like, I don't recognize this guy, but from his human form back into Doberman form. And so I looked up Doberman and where it came from, and so I don't know if my information was conclusive or complete, but I will say I think that the Dogons and dogs and canine and Canis major and Canis minor and cannabis. I think all of those are related. They've admitted that cannabis is related to them, So I say related to them, was brought here to this planet by them, so that we could be in communication with that planet. Now, that planet, or the series of planets, the Orion's belt, apparently was one of them was the parent of our sun, which is why we're burning so bright white hot right now. And so these dog day summer afternoons, I'm just thinking, knick knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone. This old man came rolling home. This old man, he played three. He played knick knack on my knee. And so, excuse me, I'm wondering, some of these fairy tales, some of these things that we are singing as a child, some of these nursery rhymes, they have meanings, words have meanings to them. So, I also wanted to talk about, how they say the streets are paved of gold and so on, right? So that actually was said long before there were paved roads, at least to my recollect. That being in, I don't know if that's in the Bible. I just remember hearing it said streets paved of gold. That was kind of like something that was the epitome of what heaven was. But when I thought about it, and I was looking at the gravel, and I was looking at a place called Gravelly Point, and I was like, grave, gravity, gravel. It just started to make me think that, because there's stones. There's a lot of different types of stones. First off, at the beach, that's nothing but crystals. That sand is crystals broken down, rocks and stones broken down, earth. But then I also think that the gravel or the granite, we use it in cement. We use it, sand and whatever the mixture is to make cement. We use the stones and the rocks to make to pave our roadways. So, we are not electrifying, but those are like nerves that we're running along. These are energies, uh, uh, not just grid lines, but these are man-imposed grid lines that I think are affecting a lot of different things. You notice, if we keep going these same routes, a lot of times we kill the trees on these different, not that we want to go different routes all the time, not that I'm thinking, oh, there shouldn't be any roads, but hey, soon there probably won't be any roads. We'll probably all be flying, zipping, zip, zoom, and zap, zow, and in all the different ways that we can. Not on the ground, we'll be in the air, because I've said this before, but I really think that, if we would be selfish to think that we were in this universe by ourselves. Like, why do we think that we're the only beings? And then we have all these different, the hieroglyphs and different things that show you the different types of beings, different, like every continent could be from a different planet in my mind, And I don't know if you know this, but I had also talked about how this month, the month of July, the hottest month, this is also an open gateway. This the at night, apparently, with the naked eye from this planet, we can see the Milky Way right now. This is also a time when it's lining up with the Sirius A, B, and C being lined up with the George Washington Monument and the U.S. Capitol. And the U.S. Capitol in that conversation only relates because the obelisk is the sun is apparently there's some significance to when the shadow is on the mall, that lawn, that strip of lawn that's right in front of the monument. Apparently the shadow is representative of, or symbolic of, or energetically exerts its energy during the time when the shadow falls on that mall, and then as it recedes. And we're in a grid line here, in the metropolitan DC area. There are ley lines that people have been very particular about. And this is a time that lines up cosmologically with a lot of, like I said, there are 12, I don't know, almost 20. There are a lot of countries that are declaring their independence within this month, within the month of July. And I mentioned that before. I don't know if I don't want to be redundant, but I just want to say that that, you know, we can't sleep on this kind of stuff. This isn't the kind of stuff that when we know that this is an energetically hot time, this is an energetically prime open gateway vortex, you know, portal time, then we know we need to get into, we need to tap into all with our resources energetically, tap into these windows, these doors. These are open times. I decided, because I am doing a lot of spoken things, that I have to do some other, you know, some written, maybe even, well, whatever the case is, I know I want to start writing more. And this particular park is offering a journaling course. Isn't that something? Every other Tuesday from 2:30 to 4. I thought that was so interesting. At the time when I said that I was going to start doing that more, then this, you know, class comes up, and that would prompt me to do it more. Although this class I'm taking would definitely, this landmark forum class that I'm in the middle of, has been helping me to think of outside the box and be more open to possibilities, creating possibilities out of no way. Like, you know, really, this is how I'm getting into bigger and bigger arenas, and my mind is expanding bigger and bigger. Like, I'm just taken by surprise every time these layers of things add up for me, you know. And to me, what came to mind just now was the dream that I had about Yogananda Paramahansa. Now, I say it was a dream, but I know that it was more than that, because I came back from the dream holding the necklace that he gifted me on my 3rd level elevation when I was in the temple, which I actually had to be elevated to the level where I could actually go into the temple and be rewarded or awarded or gifted. You know, the kind of thing that's on my mantra that's in the beginning. But anyway, he gifted that to me in the dream, and I came back, brought that bad boy back into this dimension. But I mentioned that because, you know, how adding things up to new levels, adding things up to new levels, getting to new heights, seeing new things from new levels, new eyesight levels, new paradigm, you know, elevating my paradigm, my vision, my view, elevating my intention, outcomes, you know. So this workshop, this seminar, this class that I'm in is definitely what I needed right about now. It's what I needed. So looks like there's some signal concerns or issues that might be going on. So in the meantime, one love and wellness, Shay family. I am about to take a last look at the water maybe before I go. And if you guys haven't liked, subscribed, or shared yet, please do that. I think I need to put my seatbelt on before I move any farther, because I have moved from my parking space. Okay, let's see. Turn it around so you can see the water. And let me scoot it down so you can see past all the stuff in the car. So one love and wellness, we're about to head out. We're calling it a day. I hope you enjoying this heat, this hotter than July day in the dog days of summer, dog days afternoons, doggy atomic dog. Okay, so I just wanted to, you know, bow wow wow yippee yo, just all the little dog things that I missed that point when I was talking earlier. There's so much, you know, that we could be referring to as dog references, you know, but I really think that there's some association with some stuff that we need to pay more attention to. One love and wellness, Ashe, peace and wellness. Precious Mother Love, Love plus Art, Heart Happy Hour, Season 5.